What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Dima, Mario Brothers music. So guys, social media is full of hypocrites and liars and scammers and weavers and sandalers. But be it as it may, people like to sit on their high horse as if their stuff doesn't stink. And they're always looking to down black men. Now I want to give a particular example of what I'm talking about. Remember Devon Franklin? Devon Franklin divorced Megan Good. I guess Megan Good wasn't so good. Megan Good, he left her primarily, I believe, because she would not stop being so disrespectful. Now, he came on here with this sassy photo of him crying. Stop the show. It was a little sweet. Like type diabetes kind of sweet. Can I get a ooh sound effect? Yeah, it was a lot of insulin in your sugar, brother, that day. But anyways, he came out and they divorced amicably. And then what happened? Well, her fans started calling him gay because he went out with a group of guys and they were like, angry music, look at him, he's gay. I don't even know why she took his last name anyway. There's a whole bunch of weavers and sailors mad, right? Bonnet wearers. But anyways, that's what happened. He had to take it on the chin. Now, Michael B. Jordan either dumped Lori B. Harvey or got dumped. Women were out here praising Lori Harvey for being able to jump from guy to guy to guy, kind of like how Super Mario jumped from like brick to brick to brick. It was great, right? Women just wanted to see her just destroy these guys' feelings, and it was somewhat empowering. This is why you have this buffoonish clip going around talking about channeling your inner Lori Harvey.
I think every woman can agree when it comes to Lori Harvey, she knows how to play the game extremely well. In this juicy girl talk video, I'm going to be telling you ladies 3 characteristics to have in order to tap into your Lori Harvey. Pretty much what I mean by that is how to have your way with these dudes, how to get respected and play the game just as well, okay? I promise you ladies, if you follow these 3 tips, your dating life is drastically, I can't even talk because I'm so passionate about this topic. If you follow these tips in this video, I promise you your dating life, your relationship is drastically going to change. These dudes are not going to play with you. You're going to get top tier treatment all the time, princess treatment. So say goodbye to all your toxic situationships. You see, I can't even talk. Let's just jump into this video.
And see, guys, that's the proof in the pudding. But you see, when black men start to respond to, people or women who have been disrespectful to them, even if it's not in a disrespectful manner, they get called out for it, even when they're not doing anything rude. Now, I want to play again this Michael B. Jordan clip where, he's pretty much checking this chick, L'Oreal, who is weaving and sailing up, who basically used to make fun of him in high school. And now the tables have turned and he's pretty much calling her out because she's agreeing with somebody else that he's corny on a podcast a few years ago. Let's play that clip.
We know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
Oh, the corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name. But yeah, he is obviously killing things out here.
So if you see that clip, he didn't call the lady out of her name. He didn't call her corny back. He didn't say she had hair looking like the same color as a tangerine or burnt orange Tampa Bay throwback 1986 Doug Williams jerseys. He didn't say that, right? At all. He never said that. All he did was check her on what she agreed about him being corny. Then you have this buffoon who comes back, Joe Budden, and look at what Joe Budden is saying about Michael B. Jordan today.
Dog, you doing that to a girl is some corny.
shit.
I can see that.
You being
That is
Michael
true.
B. Jordan today, allegedly sexiest man alive in all of these blockbuster movies.
I agree.
During your highlight week, you've probably never been more visible than you are right this second, and that's what you do to her. That was corny of him to speak to that girl like that.
That's right. Our buddy Joe Budden of the Joe Budden Podcast, which I have no idea why you guys listen to this guy. I think Joe Budden is absolutely trash as a podcaster, but no wonder why Rory and Mal left, which is, we'll get to that soon. If we want to talk about corny, for Michael B. Jordan just looking at somebody funny that he knows that disrespected him, fine. Let me concede that argument, Joe. But you know what's corny, Joe? The fact that you had an ex-girlfriend by the name of Tahiri, who she alleges you beat on her. Now, not only did you harass one of your employees and lost the Cash App sponsorship behind it, I'm going to let you go today. We're going to go back to Tahiri, talking about how abusive you were to her, and we're going to play those receipts, and then we're going to come back.
With Joey, there's no telling because it's just he's pretty much unpredictable. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how to explain. I don't know if I trust him too much. So when it comes to Joe, it all depends. I'm always, though, very, I've let go and let God of everything we've been through. So I've forgiven him for everything he did. So it's like whatever to me. Fans just don't know sometimes how to let go. I really wish they would. I know I live in my truth. Like I know how I'm living. I don't really, I think I've gotten annoyed in 10 years. You know, there's days when you just like, you have time. You're like, let him live his life, let me live mine. But I don't really it is what it is. I think that the world, we were so fucking dynamic when we first got on the scene. And I'll say first because he wasn't doing that well when we started, that people just, live through us and love that relationship, but there's a lot that they don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they've only seen what the shows and the edits have allowed them to see. I'm sure that if they knew more of our lives, I'm sure they'd leave me alone and they would understand why. I've been beaten before. That relationship left me with a fractured rib, a broken nose because somebody was sending him a message, and I used to always say, "Yo, stop beefing out there." I'm out there still working. And he hit me on that nose and then pushed me down a flight of stairs. I remember having to talk him out of letting me go that day. I remember having a plan to leave because the reason why he was so upset was because I was already leaving. Looking through my phone and shit. But I had already told him, give me 2 weeks to pack up my things. And he agreed to, and then started looking through my phone. Next thing you know, I got woken up by him dragging me from my ankle. I managed to get up from that floor. I remember having everything in my bag, all the things that I needed to have in that bag, my passport, my birth certificate, the shit I needed. That's all I needed to get some money that I had already had together because I was raised better. I never saw my father hit my mom. I knew better, but I don't know. I became that person that you hear about. And the women need to know that a man will break your spirits before he actually puts his hands on you. It started with verbal abuse, emotional abuse, and then eventually it turned to that. And I still fear for my safety, also protecting because, he hurt me bad and I just stayed quiet. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I went to the hospital and he sat next to me and I lied to the doctors and said I was cleaning a cabinet and fell in the kitchen. Then he rapped about it.
You see, what is corny, Joe Budden, is having a history of mistreating women. Outside of people like Chris Brown, I think you have one of the worst histories of all time of dealing with women in the entertainment industry. Nobody has your track record that's this bad and keeps getting away with such allegations. You, Trey Songz, R. Kelly, oops, I'm sorry. Well, and then, but here's the reason why you thinking guys are corny. I'm gonna tell you why, right? When these guys mistreat women so much over their careers, they become absolute simps. All right, absolute simps. Every time a man does something, they're always on the side of a woman, all the time, every time. Like Joe Budden he's the biggest offender of black women, right? He called out Fresh and Fit for disrespecting black women. When have you ever seen Joe Budden with a black woman? Stop the show. Or with a black man, because he did say he was bisexual. So can I get a ooh sound effect? Yeah, but only thing you hear about Joe Budden is just very terrible things. You defend black women. We never seen you with one. All right. You're always with somebody of another community. And then here's something that you're trying to do, bro. You're out here trying to make amends for all your previous mistakes. So even if a man isn't doing something, it's corny. But is it not corny when L'Oreal made those statements to him about him in high school? Or the other leader, Dominica Diva, whoever her name is? Or when Lori Harvey says dump 'em girl? Or when, Megan Good's fans call these guys gay like Devon Franklin? Is that also corny? Because you never talk about the mistreatment of women towards men. It's only corny when the men do it. And I do understand that men do have a higher responsibility to society than women do. I get it. But bro, you're going over the top. The one corny person or individual here is you. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.